Aries moon, Virgo sun, right? The next right after that. Then this will be someone who's trying to act in a way where they're just trying to understand what works, right? And what will make something the most efficient. What will make the grind feel like less of a grind, right? Knowledge over earth, right? Like the most efficient way to utilize practicality, right? Mercury, just knowledge over earth, right? Not necessarily for the feel, right? For the function, right? The opposition between Mercury and Jupiter, right? So, all about functionality, all about making things work. So this is someone that's coming from an individual place, but the way that they express that is pure, is really dry. So we had Leo, which is really dry, right? But everyone's on them. It's like they're going to do them no matter what. They're going to look for attention no matter what. Some people are going to be pro it, some people are going to be against it, but they're going to be trying to develop their gang, right? Whereas the Virgo is still dry. Like, it's like no matter what, it's going to be coming from its place and it's going to be doing what it does because it knows why it does what it does, right? Mercury, which is why like Mercury and Saturn have a sort of connection in a way. And then we also have the Aries moon, right? They're coming from a dry place as well. They're coming from places they're just trying to bring them into being. They're not trying to work with anybody else, right? That's not really the goal here. The goal here is to bring you into being, and then they're figuring out how to do that in a way that just is practical and makes sense and is like utilizes Earth, right? So developing things that are just gonna work, are gonna stay around, right? And then and yeah, and sticking to that. Like once you have your head, once you get caught up in something, like you're gonna stick to it, right? That's the dry quality of Aries and also the dry quality of Virgo, right? Coming together in a sort of way. And then yeah, and also very much sticking to, like, sticking to what you do, right? Because it's like fire and earth are both the ones making changes in this world. Where it's like water does make a change, and so does air, but it's more like based on the structure, right? Like air is drawn around through like the climate, you know what I mean? It's like a wave, whereas like the fire is like bringing a wave into being, and like the earth is mapping out where things flow, right? Based on elevation. So yeah, so anyway. So yeah, so this would be someone that's acting in a mutable way, right? They're receptive. So this is someone that has an idea and they're receptive on how to bring it into being, right? But it may almost be a little far-fetched because it is just like a new idea, right? So this may be someone that brings new ideas or new ways of how to do things, right? How to work with things practically, right? This may be like the type of person that is a sort of craftsman, but they're sort of like an out-of-the-box craftsman. They always want to find a new way to approach it, right? Yeah, because it looks like a way where they're just developing like practical ways of being mutable and receptive of just doing things, right? Like a tool is a perfect example. It can be just for the moment, right? It's not necessarily you're building a project, you're building a building. It's almost like the person that builds tools, right? They're coming from a place where they're coming up with new ideas, right? New things, and they're set on that, right? They're set on their way, almost like mad scientist kind of quality. And like then they're acting in a way where they're getting to know matter, right? They're getting like they're just getting understanding, right? They're developing new ways of interacting and conceptualizing like practicality, what makes sense, right? Just sense, logic. So yeah, so that would be Aries sun, or Aries moon, Virgo sun, right?